Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to one of the greatest venues for sports and entertainment in the world, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium here in London, England, where on the 26th of April, Saturday night, two fighters with bad blood between them, as we all know, Conor Benn and Eubank Jr. will face each other in a 12-round middleweight contest, the main event for a spectacular night of world-class professional boxing for your entertainment. And that will be the inaugural Ring Magazine promotional event. Now, their fathers fought each other two times, once for the middleweight world championship, and then again in a three-way split for the super middleweight championship of the world, and the family rivalry continues to this day. And it's all brought to you by Ring Magazine, along with SNK Corporation, famous for the legendary video fighting game Fatal Fury City of Wolves, with promoters Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing and Ben Shalom for Boxer. Now, this event will be broadcast live worldwide on DAZN and also available in the United Kingdom and Ireland on Sky Sports Box Office. Now, seated behind me, ladies and gentlemen, the chairman of Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn, CEO and founder of Boxer, Ben Shalom, the trainer of Conor Benn, Tony Sims, head trainer for Eubank Jr., former heavyweight contender Jonathan Banks, and trainer of both Chris Jr. and Sr., Ronnie Davis. And also seated, ladies and gentlemen, the former middleweight and super middleweight champion of the world, the Dark Destroyer, Nigel Benn. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's bring the fighters to the stage and to their seats for this press conference. First, former WBA Continental Welterweight champion with a perfect professional record consisting of 23 fights, 23 victories, 14 wins by knockout. He is the undefeated Conor the Destroyer Benn. And his opponent now coming to the stage and to his seat at the press conference. His record stands at 34 victories, 25 wins by knockout, 3 defeats. He's the former two-time IBO super middleweight world champion and the current IBO world middleweight champion. And he is Chris, New Generation Eubank Jr. Almost like being at Heathrow, isn't it, when you get checked like that? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's turn it over to our host, who will be acting as referee for this press conference, Mr. Ode Oladipo.
Michael, thank you. I'm not sure if those scanners work for eggs, but fingers crossed we have no eggs today. I am happy that we are here. I didn't expect us to get here after the ending of the second press conference, but it is good that we are in the capital because this is something very, very special coming your way, April 26th. Welcome, everyone, to the second press conference for the Ring Magazine inaugural event, Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn, which will take place at this magnificent stadium, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, which isn't just a football stadium. This is one of the best event stadiums in the world. The biggest events here happen every single year. We've had boxing here before. Derek Chisora on the front row fought Tyson Fury here. Anthony Joshua fought Alexander Usyk. The NFL have been here as well, and the best from the music industry. Beyonce will be here in the summer, as will Kendrick Lamar, but the attention turns to boxing once again. We all know about the Benn and Eubank rivalry. It dates back to 1990, as Michael said, when Nigel Benn first locked horns with Chris Eubank Sr. The victor that day was Chris Eubank. He went on to win the WBO middleweight crown. 3 years later, they got it on again, this time a unification fight, this time in the super middleweight division, and it was a draw. We all hoped for a third one. That didn't happen. The baton has now been passed to the Sons. Finally, we get to see Benn versus Eubank again. Here we are, 32 years after their second fight. The unbeaten Conor Benn, with a record of 23-0, 14 knockouts, will move up in weight to take on the current IBO middleweight champion, Chris Eubank Jr., with a record of 34-3 with 25 knockouts. A fantastic undercard as well. Liam Smith versus Aaron McKenna. Anthony Yard will take on Lyndon Arthur again. Chris Billam-Smith versus Brandon Glanton. And my favorite fight on the undercard, Vidal Riley will take on Chev Clark, another Matchroom versus Boxer showdown. The event is being brought to you by Ring Magazine, SNK Corporation, the publisher of the famous video fighting game Fatal Fury City of Wolves, Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing, and Ben Shalom of Boxer. And the event will be broadcast on DAZN worldwide and Sky Sports box office in the UK and Ireland. When this fight was officially announced about 6 weeks ago, I remember Eddie telling me this will be bigger than when it was supposed to happen in the autumn of 2022. I completely disagreed. I didn't know if it could be bigger. Then the O2 pre-sale record was done. This time round, I think you probably all saw Eddie's tweet, the pre-sale record has been broken again. And this will be not just the biggest fight in the UK this year, undoubtedly that's fact. It'll probably be one of the biggest fights we've ever seen in the UK. Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn. All right, there are many people on stage. I want to run through this very, very quickly. I just want to quickly say hello to Jonathan Banks down there, Ronnie Davis, Ronnie, see, there you go, Ben Shalom, Chris Eubank Jr., Eddie Hearn, Nigel Benn, Conor Benn, and Tony Sims. Great to have you here as well, Tony. I want to start with you, Ben. This time we didn't really get to hear from you much last time. Again, an incredible event. You wasn't part of what should have been their first fight. How does it feel to be a part of this one?
Oh, it's incredible. I knew it was big when we got the deal done, but yesterday was special. I want to thank all the media as well as the fighters. The media reception and pickup of this, every front page, every back page of every newspaper, it just feels big. It feels bigger than boxing. It feels bigger than sport. This is going to be the biggest event of the year. And it's Chris Eubank Jr. against Conor Benn. The first one felt like born rivals. This one, it's not to do with the dads anymore. This is about 2.5 years of rivalry, 2.5 years of controversy. And now we're here for one of the biggest events in boxing, the biggest event in British boxing.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I echo that as well, Sam. Not just in British boxing, I think one of the biggest events in boxing this year. Let me bring in Chris Eubank Jr., the champion. It's right that I speak to you first. They all say it's all fair in love and war, but did you cross the line at the end of the press conference on Tuesday with the eggs and the slap in the face?
Did I cross the line? I mean, during this whole process over the last 2.5 years, I think many lines have been crossed. I'm sitting up here today on a stage with two of the scummiest characters in boxing, in my opinion. A drug cheat and a man who did everything in his power to help him get away with it. So me throwing an egg at somebody who absurdly claims that that is the reason why he failed 2 drugs tests because of contaminated eggs, I think that's light, and I think that's deserved. He deserved the embarrassment of what happened. If I had an opportunity to do it again, I would. Unfortunately, I come unarmed today. I've been thoroughly searched multiple times, couldn't sneak any in. But in all seriousness, this is a real fight. This is going to be a bloodbath. This is going to be like the first fight between my father and Nigel Benn. It's going to be special.
Does that mean, following up from that last part, does that mean that more respect from you is now given to Conor Benn, considering that you thought this would be a bit easy work, you famously said a couple of years ago?
I've always respected every fighter I fought, bar one. Respect for me is reserved for fighters who are true, who don't cheat. If you cheat, I don't care how many fights you've had, how brave you are, how well you've done, I don't respect you. So no, there is no respect in this fight.
Eddie Hearn, let me bring you in. You've been here before, this stadium. You've packed it out, AJ versus Alexander Usyk. Does this one just feel a bit more different because of the spice between the two people?
Yeah, I think different and very personal. You know, you saw what happened.
Eddie, come on, Eddie.
Listen, you ain't sitting there dressed like that.
Come on, Eddie.
What I'll tell you is this.
What do you think
this is
has
the
changed?
first.
What
This
do
is
you
the
think has
first
changed
time.
in the last 48 hours?
What's changed? The
Nothing-
first time I've heard you
nothing
talk
has
about the
changed.
fight.
Nothing has changed.
What has changed is
I did not
we had
want to hear
130,000
you
people
speaking. There's
in a
no
queue.
speech. There's no speech you're going to make.
There's been a lot of speech.
in
I'll
my
ask you
presence.
this. Do you want to win this fight? Because I don't, like, what desire have you got in boxing now? Honestly. What is this fight all about for you?
This fight is everything. This fight is, it's career defining. It's groundbreaking. It means more to me than the money involved.
That's what I want to hear.
It's
because I don't believe it and I didn't believe it.
Okay, well, that's good.
Does it really?
What you
How
believe
bad-
is extremely irrelevant to me, my
It's
friend.
not,
Sorry.
because I don't know if you want it anymore.
It doesn't matter what you do or don't know. Who are you? I'm here to speak to Conor.
Are you? Speak to him or?
Speak to him, taunt him, find out what's in his mind. Again, you said something absurd in the last press conference. You said this isn't the Chris Eubank Jr. show. Whose show is it? Is it yours?
No, I mean, partly.
No.
But I would say,
This show
I
has
would say
nothing
it's
to
a
do with you.
partnership.
Chris, you fought for the IBO World title in a leisure centre. Shut up, man.
Okay, there you go.
Like, seriously, like, you're an idiot.
This is what I want to hear. I don't want to hear.
You're an idiot. You fought for the IBO World title in a leisure centre. That's like your greatest accomplishment.
But listen, I like what you said about Ben Eubank.
I've won the IBO 3 times.
And do you know what?
Like,
I got
never
offered it,
beaten
and do you know what? I
anyone,
turned it down. It ain't a legitimate world title.
Okay.
It's hard, it may be hard for you to hear. You're an idiot.
Listen, I'll just reverse it. I love the fact you said Ben Eubank won. Fantastic. I hope you want to win this fight badly. What I will say is the other day I feel like it was a bit of a blessing in disguise because
You're speaking for too long, Hearn.
No.
I don't want
You
to
keep
hear
your mouth
I don't know
shut.
how many times I'm going to say it.
Well,
you're
you're
not
gonna have
going
to
to
listen.
get. You're not going to get your speech
Because in our conversation,
it doesn't matter any way you weasel your way in. I am not listening to your bullshit.
you don't have to listen.
I know
You
I don't
just have to sit
listen.
there.
No.
Yes, you do.
I'm not sitting here.
Yeah, you do. Anyway,
not
to
listening.
the media, a very
You
important
can
question.
keep trying to talk over me, but guess
Robert
what?
Smith,
It will not work.
This applies to you. This is important. to you.
Ade,
This is important.
control
to
it.
you.
I feel like we're here again with you.
Because I'll
We
be
are.
here all day.
I will say,
going
when I
back and
spoke
forth
to
with
Robert
this guy.
Smith the other day, just
I know
so the media
I know how
can
badly
hear
he wants
me,
to make this press conference about himself.
Conor Benn
which is why he's seated
will fight
in
under a British
between me and
boxing
Conor.
border control license.
Conor should be sitting where
and
he
we
is.
have carried that process
But I can
through. It's
talk
very
over
important
his
to know.
bullshit for as long as you guys want. I am enjoying this. Trust
So am
me.
I. It doesn't
I can
matter.
be here all
Because you're
day.
going to get sparked out
will
on
not
April
win.
26th.
You will not win
Sparked
this.
out.
That's good.
Because you don't care anymore.
That's good.
You don't care anymore.
That's good.
good.
Eddie, let's hear from Conor Benn.
There
Conor,
you go. Let's hear from Conor.
here we go, Conor. This is what you've been waiting for 2.5 years. Reaction to what happened on Tuesday. A lot of people haven't heard from you from what happened on Tuesday. I saw the rage in your face. Here you are now, just a few feet away from the man that did it. What's your thoughts?
Oh, the same. He's an idiot. He's an idiot. That's all there is to say to it, and I can't wait for him to get absolutely smashed to pieces April 26th. His own team don't even like him. Look at his team. Watch the press conference. His own team don't even like him. They're pretending. They're pretending.
Ben, you pretending, Ben?
Of course he is. He ain't even getting paid.
Connor, who's at the end there?
Shut up.
Who's at the end?
Listen, don't open your mouth, so I'll come over there and slap you, silly
You changed
bollocks.
that to you.
No.
Sorry, Mum.
Who's at the end?
I thought it was Keith Connolly today. No,
No, she's
sorry,
dead.
I can't see.
That's Nigel Benn, one of the best middleweights and
he slapped you
middleweights this
too.
country's ever produced.
Sorry,
Eddie,
Mum.
very quickly, sorry to pause
I don't know
this
if
very
I'm
quickly.
allowed to talk, but go on.
The Ring
No,
magazine.
you are not
Well, I'll
allowed
do
to
my
talk
best. Go
for
on.
the
Do
fourth
my
time
best.
tonight.
I do my
Very,
best.
very
I won't
quickly,
withhold your money
guys,
unless you're nice to
let's
me,
have
boy.
some parliamentary procedure, please.
Exactly,
Absolutely.
Chris. Some parliamentary procedure.
Parliamentary procedure.
Yeah.
Parliamentary procedure. Eddie, The Ring magazine, I've been told, have a special gift for you.
From His Excellency, yes.
Is it from His Excellency? Someone's going to bring it up.
Today, where is it?
What is the gift?
Very nice egg.
In a Tottenham Hotspur bag as well.
Thank you, Douglas. How are you, sir? Thank you very much.
Is an egg.
I walked into His Excellency's today and he said this is going to be presented to you at the press conference. It's an egg.
If you guys want to hear something really funny, I don't know what this shit is, but, you know, this worm actually tried to put in my fight contract that I couldn't say anything negative about promoters.
Absolute rubbish.
During the press tour.
Absolute rubbish.
Can you believe that?
You don't get sued by me. You're being
What a
sued
wet
by
bag.
other promoters.
This guy has built his
Not
whole
me.
career around talking shit about people, and then he's going to try
You
and
got
get
that
it
well wrong.
so that I can't say
Speak
anything
to your man
bad
on the
about
right
him.
about that.
That's
You
who
can
we're
speak to-
dealing with.
That's another thing you got wrong.
That's who we're dealing
As well
with.
as getting dressed today.
One of the big things, by the way, that's a present from the Ring magazine.
Thank you,
Eddie.
Your Excellency. Thank you.
One of the big things that came out of the first press conference was that there's a rematch clause put in this. I believe, Ben, you put this rematch
Addy,
clause
can
in.
you please not go over this again?
Well, a lot of
Why?
people didn't come on
It's boring,
Tuesday.
it's
a lot of
irrelevant.
people, Chris, didn't come on Tuesday.
Everybody
They wanna
heard
know
you guys going back
why
and forth
a rematch
about
clause
rematch
was put in, Ben.
clauses.
Why was a rematch clause put
There
in?
is a rematch clause, and that's it. Let's talk about something exciting. In fact, I have something that's been bothering me for years now, and I'm gonna get it off my chest. The first fight, 20,000 people bought tickets, hotel rooms, plane tickets, accommodation. They planned a whole weekend around this fight. None of them were compensated by Eddie, Matchroom, Conor. Worse than that was the undercard. There were a number of fighters who went through entire camps, and camps are not cheap. You know, thousands, if not tens of thousands of pounds are spent on trainers, gym fees, nutritionists, physiotherapists. These fighters all paid for their camps. They lost all that money, and they were never compensated. And that's always bothered me. Obviously, I wasn't compensated for what I spent either, but that's neither here nor there. I just want to set that wrong right now and say that from my purse for this fight, I will be giving £50,000 to the fighters on that undercard to split between them.
I thought he was going to say each.
To cover some of the losses that they incurred. I don't need applause. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not doing this for awards.
Definitely not.
One thing I will say is that I hope
Someone needed to.
Eddie and Conor both put up their own £50,000 because there were a lot of fighters.
Well, what we did was
together.
everybody fought instantly. So, but thank you. That's a lovely gesture. I'll let everyone know and just let us know where to invoice the 50 grand. That'd be beautiful.
You obviously won't be receiving any of it.
I don't need to.
The fighters on the
I don't need to,
undercard.
but I do think it's a lovely touch. Everybody
will be
fought
there.
immediately, and they all, got active. But I think that's a lovely touch. I'll go back over the card. I'll find out who was on, and I will get that.
You don't have to do any of it. I'm
That's
going to
lovely.
do it.
You won't, because you talk bollocks.
No, I
You won't actually do it,
Bollocks.
because you're a bit. You won't.
I'm the one
When it
person
comes
in this
down-
room that does speak the truth.
Oh, leave off.
I'm the one person in this room that
waffle
isn't
more
worried
stuff
about the
than-
repercussions.
Listen.
All
let's see
your
if we
other
see that-
fighters,
let's see if we see that
we can't say anything to Eddie. We can't say anything
Not
about
at all.
Eddie because he
You say
controls
whatever you
the
want.
money. I don't give a shit.
Nor do I.
Well, that's good.
But that's a lovely gesture. So,
I know it's a lovely gesture.
very nice.
Keeping on the subject of purses and money, many of you would have heard that Eddie boasting about this 60-40 split that he secured for his team and Conor and himself. Just an absolute lie, which is not surprising.
Well, I thought it was 70-30, but Ben said 60-40.
You said 60-40. The truth of it is, Uncle Turkey flew in and saved the day like the superhero that he is. This is Saudi's show. He called me. He said, "What do you want to make this fight?" "I want it. Tell me what you want." So I'm sitting there And I'm thinking, okay, I got to be a businessman here now. And any good businessman in any negotiation, they start with an aggressively high number. And then there's counteroffers.
Wow, what genius.
And
Believe
there's counteroffers and compromises, and eventually you get down to the number that's agreed. So I gave him a diabolical number. I gave him an inconceivable number. And he said, done. I'll send you the contract on Monday. And I'm thinking, fuck. Oh, I could have got more there. Could have got a little Lambo or
what you like.
Or a couple of watches added in. But you know what? I was happy with the deal. I'm not greedy.
You're not greedy, no.
No, not at all.
Anyway,
but the point of the story
cool
is
story, but,
there is no splits. There's no percentages. He didn't negotiate an amazing
I was only pulling
deal.
your plonker. Why are you getting on?
Oh yeah, now it was just a joke, but before it was serious.
What we did, we got the number we were happy with.
That's
and we
right.
got the number that we think provided value for His Excellency.
That's right.
The difference
there was no 60-40 split.
The difference between
so
you and Conor
lied to the public in front of everybody, and now I'm setting it straight.
He wants to beat you. Forget the money. This is not about the money for Conor Benn. This is only about the money for you.
No, it's not.
It is.
And again, why are you speaking to me?
Because you're speaking to me.
I'm speaking about you. I'm not speaking to you.
Now, you're so, listen.
I don't want you addressing me.
I'm in your head rent free. All you do is talk about me.
I don't want to hear you anymore. If you lie to the public, I'm going to expose you.
I'm worried.
I am not one of your little puppets. If you say bullshit, I'm going to call it out.
Then if I'm doing that, it's
you
going to be a
lied
long
about the
conversation.
60-40 split.
We're going to go.
I'm setting it straight.
I think it was better than a 60-40 split.
No, listen, you did a terrible job for your guy. We got everything we wanted.
You happy?
But the point is, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, he owns the show, Saudi owns the show. They're getting the pay-per-view, the tickets, all of that stuff, and he's guaranteeing me and Conor our purses.
And
there's no split.
Very much. And it's going to be the biggest fight in British boxing history.
Absolutely.
All down to you.
Yeah, well done. Well done, Derek, clapping.
Oh, thank you, Derek.
Thank you. Let's hear from someone that wasn't at the press conference on Tuesday. That's the trainer of Conor Benn, Tony Sims. Tony, you're the man that's got to get Conor ready to have the toughest fight of his career, get Conor ready to jump up a couple of weight classes. How confident are you that you can get the job done come April 26th?
Yeah, it's actually nice to talk about boxing and the fight. And it's been a long time coming, and we started camp a couple of weeks ago out in Mallorca, and obviously we've come back for the press conference. But as you know, Conor's last couple of fights have been at 154. So the 160 ain't too big a jump for him. And he'll be in great condition on the night. And we've obviously got our game plan, and Chris has got his game plan. And as Eddie was saying, it's probably the biggest fight in British boxing. We all know the dads had two great fights. I was actually at the second fight at Old Trafford. I was friends, obviously, in them days with Nigel. And I remember the build up to that fight, the atmosphere that brought, and I believe 30 years on, the atmosphere and we're all looking forward to such a great night, and I think it's going to be an absolute fantastic fight. Conor's going to bring that ferociousness to the fight. You know, he's a carbon copy of his dad. Chris has obviously got the experience and a bit of weight on him, and he's a carbon copy of his dad as well. So I think we're all in for a great night of boxing.
Let's stay on that side. Let's welcome in Nigel Benn. Nigel, obviously, look, you're fully confident your son can get the job done, but you know more than anyone.
100%. I don't see it going past 4 rounds. And where, they say, Conor's jumping up 2 weights. Conor walks around at 12 stone. I know my son. And if Liam Smith gave him the problem that he did in the first fight, that's Liam Smith. He don't punch like Conor. He does not punch like Conor. And I know Conor can do 12 rounds. Me personally, like I said yesterday or Tuesday, I said I'm more confident in this fight than I had with me and Chris Senior. I just feel that Conor's just going to go out there, mate, and just give it to him, put it on him. And I know he would do that. I'm 100% confident in Conor doing that. I'm so relaxed, so sure. I know what my son can do. He's actually the best, much better fighter than me. I could never box like Conor. I was just going in and have a bang. I just want to have a war. But Conor's got all him in his locker, mate. Every single thing. I'm so confident. I don't see it going past 4 rounds. And it's not even 4 rounds. It's like when Conor catches him. So it could be round 1, round 2. I don't see it going to past 4 rounds, and that's my opinion. And that's what I believe. I know what my son can do. And he fights bigger guys inspiring than him that are hard. I just know my boy, and I'm so confident.
Conor, your whole team's...
Nigel, just before we move on, I
Yeah.
got to just say something.
Yeah.
You know, I understand the frustration and the heat that you were experiencing a couple of days ago after I egged Conor.
Yeah. I didn't know. I thought you actually glassed him, mate.
I understand.
And that's why I nearly got my hand around your throat.
I understand.
Yeah.
But you did put your hand on my neck.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you a pass because of what happened, but I'm just letting you know if your hand ever touches me again, you won't get it back.
Shut your fucking mouth. Do you hear me?
No.
Do you hear me?
Con.
Wait, do you hear me? Threaten my dad.
He couldn't look, Conor.
Hey, silly bollocks. Threaten my dad again. Watch what happens to you.
Yeah.
I'm not threatening him. I'm just letting him know.
No. Do you hear what I said? Do you hear what I said?
There's no
Con,
touch.
Do you hear what I said? Well, he did get his arms around your neck.
Con, leave it. I got it, mate. I can handle this, mate. I'm old school, mate. I had this with his dad. I'm old school, mate. So this is not a problem. I understand, and I apologise for doing that, mate. I really am sorry that I've done that. You know what I mean? But you put your hand on my son.
Yeah,
So
because we are
No, Dad, he's just upset because his dad don't like him.
What?
No, he's just upset because his dad don't like him.
Yeah, I know.
He can't be... Shut your mouth.
Nobody else.
Shut your mouth. Your dad don't like you. You understand? No, you're just jealous. Just admit it.
I'm here.
Just admit it, that's it.
I'm ready to go.
That's it. Look at your team. Dysfunctional.
Yeah, you know what it is? I think at the end of the day, like I said, it's like he's poked the bear. I just know what's going to happen. Listen to me. I'm telling you, this does not go past 4 rounds.
Okay, we got it.
I'm telling you, no, you're going to be done. For sure, 100% sure. So confident in what my son can do.
Conor, your team's obviously full of confidence. You're the man, though, that's going in the ring, jumping up a couple of weight classes.
Oh, they ain't
How
really
you
got
feel?
anything to say. This whole thing is just getting on my nerves, to be honest. I ain't got nothing to say. There's no question you can ask me. Eubank, I can't wait to smash your head in.
Mission
April 26th. I can't wait to smash your head in.
Mission.
Listen, I've heard enough of your voice talking shit this whole time. Again on Tuesday. Just shut your mouth. April 26th, you're getting your head smashed in.
I can't wait, my friend. I can't wait.
All right, let's get a couple of final words from Ben Shalom. Ben, here we are. It's the big one. Again, we didn't even need to do this press conference. I feel like the event's sold already. The tickets tell us it's sold already. But again, we are so close to something so special.
Yeah, it's crazy. Honestly, 130,000 people in the waiting room. I've never seen it on a pre-sale. The biggest event this year. I do have to question when Eddie says they didn't do it for money. They had an opportunity to fight for a world title. It's clearly for money. It's clearly a cash out. It's clearly 2 fights. Probably the last 2 fights of Conor's career. But this will be the biggest fight we've seen in the past 2 decades, whether people like it or not, in British boxing. And that's what it's about. And as I say, I have to thank the media. I have to thank everyone that got behind this event because this is special. And on April 26th, we're going to see something that we've not seen before.
Eddie, I can always tell from the media turnout just how big an event this is. You've been involved in some enormous events. This must be right up there with some of the biggest you've done.
I'd like them to do it now.
Eddie. Come on, Eddie.
I'll tell you what.
You know what's going to happen.
Go on, you try. Go on.
Just don't say anything.
Okay.
Just ignore.
I'll say this.
Ignore Ade.
I wish you could do it now.
Okay.
Now.
Good.
Out there.
That's
now.
enough. That's enough. That's
I'm
enough.
going to enjoy every minute.
Let's not get excited.
I'm too excited. Too excited. It's going to be sweet as a nut. Thank you.
I feel rude if I don't ask Ronnie Davis a couple of words. Ronnie is sat on the top table. You've experienced this type of animosity with their fathers. Exactly the same. What does it feel like when the sons are showing this type of attitude as well?
It's no different to me. First of all, I was privileged to be in the first fight they had, which was electric. I'd never thought I'd be privileged enough to do it again with the son. It's unbelievable. It's going to be a great fight. May the best man win, which I know will be Eubank. No disrespect, Tony Simmons, Nigel, Conor. He's too big for you, mate. He weighs...
Davis, don't start with that big talk. I've told you multiple times.
Well,
I'm too good. You got to tell him I'm too good. Come on.
Let me rephrase it, will you? Anyway, he's too good for him. He's too fast. He's too hard. He's too clever. Eubanks is brilliant, and he's going to smash Ben. How's that?
Come on. That's good.
Is that okay?
That's good.
Jonathan, I know you don't say much. I know you don't even want to be on the top table, but I've got to ask you, any final words, Mr. Jonathan Banks?
I never said I didn't want to be here, but I've been a part of a lot of fights and as far as British guys fighting each other. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a big fight, and as it's been repeated over and over again, both guys can't wait to get their hands on each other. And me personally, I'm looking forward to it.
Should be a cracking fight. Remember, tickets go on general sale tomorrow at Ticketmaster.com, midday. The fight will be live on DAZN worldwide and in the UK. No Derek, no questions. And we'll be live on Sky Sports box office in the UK as well. Okay, one question, Derek.
You can't ask Eddie a question. You know that.
What a shame. Sorry, Derek. Apparently you can't answer me a question.
He doesn't have permission to talk in my presence.
Confident that your fighter will win. You're not so confident that your fighter will win. You guys are going to want to make a bet on it?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
100 grand bet.
Thank you for earning me another 100 grand. I appreciate it, Derek.
We will do. We'll do it.
You ain't earning nothing out of the show, Ben.
Conor, I think I'm earning more than you, mate.
Definitely
I think
ain't, mate. You ain't earning nothing. I know you ain't earning
I've seen
nothing.
your deal, and I think I'm earning more than you.
Nothing, no.
So just be careful,
seen
mate.
nothing.
I'll show you what I'm earning.
Nothing, no.
Right, the fighters are going to do a face-off.
Well, here they are, ladies and gentlemen. It all goes down on Saturday, April 26th at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It'll be a great night of world-class boxing, and the main event, of course, will be the destroyer, Conor Benn versus the new generation Chris Eubank Jr. 12 rounds of boxing in the middleweight division. That will be the main event. Tickets go on sale tomorrow. Expect a crowd of close to 70,000 people for this outstanding night of world-class professional boxing. Conor Benn, Chris Eubank Jr., Saturday, April 26th, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, London, England.